Hey guys, it's Chris here. Today's video, I got this idea from watching a video posted, I think it was yesterday or the day before, but from Chase at AVA Pop Culture. He did the top 10 movie sequels that he thinks is better than the original. And I decided to do that. I decided, first and foremost, if it's a remake, I'm considering that a sequel. So if there's a remake on here, that's why it's on here. Some people might not consider those sequels. I do. Uh, Also, there are some movies that I do consider better sequels than other ones, but I just wanted to go with movies that I personally own physical copies of. Um, so there are some franchises out there that I think the sequels are better than the originals. There is one that I forgot. There is one that I forgot to mention, which was I don't have it beside me, but I might make a second part of this movie or this list. But anyways, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I do have a little bit of notes here. Basically, I just have it right here. Oops, sorry, I have it right here. It's basically the title, the order, and then the year that it was released, because I don't remember all the years that movies were released. And number 15, starting off right off the bat, number 15 is from 2000, the year 2000. It's Jack Frost 2. Now I had this in a double DVD set with the Ice Cream Man. I don't remember the Jack Frost 2 that much. I do remember that when I watched the first one and the second one, I very much liked the second one better. It was a much more of a comedy. It's very low budget and it's an odd movie and it's very low budget, but it's a good comedy horror, and I really like this movie. I don't like the first one too much, uh, but this is a case where the sequel I will watch this. Yeah, but it has been a long time since I've sat down to watch this movie, so I don't remember everything about this movie. Okay, but that's number 15. Next on the list is from 2018. It is the most recent movie on this list, actually, with one caveat, which we'll get to later on. Um, but that is the movie Bumblebee. I'm not, when I pick a sequel from a franchise, it does not mean that I hate the entire franchise. It just means that this is the best or my favorite of the franchise. And that's the case with Bumblebee, right? It's just a really good movie. It does have John Cena in there, but it really harkens to like the old '80s Transformers and stuff that I actually grew up on, right? So yeah, Bumblebee is it's a really fun movie. It's a fun time, and yeah, I'm happy to own this, and I actually need to sit down and rewatch it. I haven't watched this one in a while either. All right, next is it's not the oldest one, but it is from 1994. Now some of these might be very controversial for everybody, because some of these people really love the originals, and I do too. But I personally love the next one. But this one's from 1994. It is the Mighty Ducks D2. This is the sequel. They made 3 movies, and they had the Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney Plus for, I think it was 2 seasons, or maybe it went 3 seasons. But as much as I do like the first movie, and the third movie I can give or take it, I actually find myself watching this one, and I actually enjoy this one even more. But I do love the first one as well, and the third one I can give or take it. If you look behind me, right here, are the one and three. So I had the trilogy, and I do like these movies. I like the entire franchise, but D2 is my favorite. It includes Dean Portman, and they're basically going to the Olympics and stuff. It's a really great movie. Some people might not think it's better than this first one. I personally think it is. But next is from 1995, and that is Desperado. Now, this is part of the trilogy. This, to me, is the best movie of the trilogy. It has been quite a while since I've watched this one, but I don't think I own the third one. But this actually came in a DVD set. This is came in a double pack box set that I bought years ago that comes with El Mariachi and Desperado. And yeah, this is As far as I know, this is the sequel to El Mariachi. If I'm wrong on that, and it's the opposite, then I'm wrong. So hit me up on that if you want. Next is the first of the remakes, of any of the remakes on this list. It is from 2001, and is the Mark Wahlberg starring Planet of the Apes. I actually love this movie. I really have a fun time with this movie. I don't hate the rest of the Planet of the Apes movies, and I don't hate the newer, the new three, the Rise of, War of, and I can't think of the third one, that little trilogy. I have not seen the newest one, the most recent one. I have not watched that one yet, so I don't know how good that one is. But this is the one that I chose because this is actually the one that really got me interested in the franchise in general, and I really love the effects. I love what this is. If I remember correctly, this is a Tim Burton movie. I really love what he did with everything, and I love the effects and the makeup. And I mean, look at that's just, come on. I mean, come on. Next is from 1990, I want to say. Yeah, 1990. And that is Child's Play 2. Most people know it by this cover. But yeah, as much as I love the Chucky franchise, he is my second favorite of the horror slasher icon, characters. He's right behind Freddy for me, and I do love Child's Play, the original Child's Play, but this one, I find myself watching this one more and more. I find if I'm going to watch one of the series, it's going to be this one 9 times out of 10. There's only one really what I would call pretty bad movie in the franchise, and that is Seed of Chucky. But it's also a movie that I don't really mind, and the more I watch it, the more I actually kind of like it. But yeah, Child's Play 2. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Next is another remake. Now this has a caveat because when I was putting all my movies together, I couldn't decide if I wanted to include remakes or not in this. But this is actually 2007's. This is my favorite origin story of the main character or the main villain, whatever. It is Rob Zombie's Halloween. I love this movie. I could give or take the whole the way that family talks at the beginning of the movie. That's it is what it is. I understand why it's there, and I'm okay with it. But I know how much everybody loves the original, and they tout it so much, and that it's so highly regarded. I watched that movie, and I think it's one of the original, from 1977, 78, something like that. I think it's boring as heck. I'm not interested, and it just doesn't do it for me. This I actually enjoyed. I really like the fact that we get more of a backstory and more into Michael Myers' psyche, and I just think it was really well done. And I think that Tyler Mane, I think, is the one that plays Michael. Yeah, Tyler Mane. He's very menacing and very imposing Michael Myers, and I just think it's to me, for a long time, it was my absolute favorite Halloween movie. Period. I don't like his Halloween 2. A lot of people do, or some people do. I personally don't. But the reason when I was digging through everything, I also really liked. So this is like an honorable mention. The 2018 Halloween. But yeah, that's the Halloween movie. That is my number 9 from 2007. Now, number 8 from 2011 is my favorite Conan movie, Conan the Barbarian, starring Jason Momoa. I adore this movie. I love this movie. I love everything about this movie. It is my favorite Conan. To me, Jason Momoa and the world that they built in this is so much more of what Robert E. Howard's vision of Conan is. And it's so much more. If you love the Dark Horse like imagery of Conan, this nails it to a T. Jason Momoa is amazing in this. I backed this movie so hard when it came out. I bought all my friends copies of this movie. I really wanted people to love this movie. And there are a few friends of mine that really do like the movie, but I really tried. I tried and I'm trying, and I tried to get a sequel out of this. It'll never happen, unfortunately, but that might all change because now Jason Momoa is kind of a bigger star. So if they were to go back and maybe try it again, maybe, who knows? But I absolutely love this movie. I do like the Arnold movies. I like both the Barbarian and Destroyer from Arnold. But this is just, this to me is Conan. This is Conan. Next is 1991's T2, Terminator 2. This is the only edition of it I have right now. Um, I'm not going to buy the 4K unless I hear that they make a new 4K and they make it better. But yeah, I've had this one for a long time. As you can see, there's damage to the top of it. Uh, this is my favorite Terminator, period. This is the only thing I really, growing up, I did not like the first Terminator movie, and I still don't. I still don't think it's that good of a movie. I get how it got so famous. Same thing with the Halloween. I get how it got famous. I get the idea, the time it came out, and all that stuff. I just didn't care for the Terminator. This movie, on the other hand, this movie is amazing. The effects of this movie, it's great. Next is probably a very controversial thing. It is 1985, and we're talking about Rambo First Blood Part 2. Now, will I say it's the best movie of the franchise? No, I will not. But it is the one that I grew up with. It is the one that introduced me to Rambo. It is the one that I have the most fun with, that I could watch over and over again. I can put it on repeat and just keep watching it. I do love First Blood. I love all the Rambos. My least favorite is Last Blood. But come on, it's still a good movie. And Sylvester Stallone, I've said this before and I'll say it again, he is my favorite actor of all time. There's not very many movies of his that I don't like. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people will say, how could you say that's better than First Blood? I'm not saying as a movie it's better. I'm saying I have a better time with it. I enjoy it more. I love First Blood, but Rambo First Blood Part 2 is what got me into Rambo and what made me a Rambo fan. And it's a lot like a lot of other franchises where I started with the sequel and then I went back to watching the other movies, right? Same thing happened with me with like the Friday the 13th. The first Friday the 13th movies I saw, if I remember correctly, was Takes Manhattan. I didn't, till years later, I didn't see the original Friday the 13th. And spoiler, Jason's not the killer. But, you know, yeah, it is what it is. So that happens to me a lot, where I find a sequel of a movie, and then because of that, I go back and watch the rest of it. That's what happened with this. But First Blood Part 2 is my favorite Rambo movie, personally. Yeah, I know a lot of these are going to be controversial for people, and I'm okay with that. Next is another remake. It's from 2009, and it is the Friday the 13th remake. This is the Arrow Video 4K edition. I do have the Jason box set. It's up there. Yeah. This movie is amazing. This is my favorite Friday the 13th, if you don't count Freddy vs. Jason. This for a long time, my favorite was actually Goes to Hell. I don't know why, but for a long time I just absolutely adored Goes to Hell. But this is, I mean, talk about a perfect, even Chase of AVA pop culture, he doesn't really consider it a sequel, or he doesn't consider it a remake. He considers it a sequel, because I guess because they do talk about the first 2 or 3 movies of this. So I don't know if everybody else would consider this a sequel or a remake. I know most people consider a remake, but like I said, this list, I'm including remakes as sequels, and yeah, so 2009's Friday the 13th remake is my number 5. Number 4 is going to give me a lot of heat with a lot of people. It is 89's Back to the Future Part 2. Again, this is my favorite of the franchise. I do love the first one, and I enjoy the third one. And I get that most people think the first one is the best movie of the trilogy, or one of the best movies ever made. I get that. I'm not going to sit there and tell you you're wrong. But for me personally, it's Back to the Future too. I adore this movie. It is. I don't want to say it's the first movie I saw of the trilogy because it's not, but I love the fact that we go to the 2015 at the time, so 30 years in the future, or 30-ish years in the future. Plus we go back into 1955. Plus we go into their present day situation, right, of 1985. I love it. I love the alternate universe where Biff Tannen has the hotel and everything. I adore this movie. I love the fact that Michael J. Fox plays multiple roles and he shows his depth and I love it. This is when I think of Back to the Future, I automatically go to this movie. It's just that's how it is. The original is great, but I prefer that one. Next is the same thing coming up. It's I think it's the same year. Yep, 1989. It is. Same thing as changed to pop culture. Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. This movie is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. I love all 5 of them. I do. I enjoy all 5 of them. My least favorite one, sadly, is Dial of Destiny. But right behind that is actually, I'm not a huge fan of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Again, with Indiana Jones, the first Indiana Jones movie I remember seeing was The Temple of Doom, which is the second movie, right? And then I remember watching the Raiders of the Lost Ark, but growing up, I didn't know which one came first, right? But this one is a box set from Blockbuster box sets. And then, of course, I got the 4K with the slip and everything. And it's just, I love this movie. Him, Sean Connery, and then you have River Phoenix playing a young Indiana Jones at the beginning of it. You get more of a history of Indiana Jones. Plus, you get the searching for the Holy Grail. And this is just, it's simply the best Indiana Jones movie. I mean, I can't say much more. This next one was kind of tough for me to decide, but I did want to include a Star Trek movie, and I actually wound up going with number 2 is 1982's Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 2. This is the Blu-ray that they released for the director's cut. This is the only version of it I have that's not in a box set, so it is what it is. This, to a lot of people, is the best Star Trek movie they ever made. To a lot of people. And a lot of people would not disagree that this is much better than the motion picture. Now, if you want to go more with what an original TV series episode is, and stuff like that, and more of a overall storytelling and maybe a character-driven type situation, maybe the motion picture. But this, come on, it's Wrath of Khan. I mean, spoiler alert, Star Trek, William Shatner is my favorite captain of all time from Star Trek, period, in a story. Kirk is the man. You have the original cast in this. Ricardo Montalban is back as Khan. It's such a great movie. So good. And number 1 for me is the best Star Wars movie there ever is. It's Empire Strikes Back. I agree with Chase. This is so much better than Star Wars, aka A New Hope. It's better than Return of the Jedi. It's better than all the prequels, all the sequels, all the solo movies. It's the best thing Star Wars has put out. Period. In the story. This is actually I do have a physical copy of the Blu-ray, official copies of the Blu-rays. I even have the DVDs. If you look over here, give me a second. I have the DVD sets, obviously. Right there is Wrath of Khan or Empire. And I have Blu-ray sets of the movies. I don't have it on 4K, but this is the despecialized edition that I got offline. And it's great. I adore this movie. I adore the original trilogy. And I don't hate the prequel trilogy. I hate Jar Jar Binks, but I don't hate the entire trilogy. But yeah, that's my 15 sequels that I think are better for me personally than the originals. I know I'm going to catch a lot of guff or grief from people about some of my choices, and I get it. People love some of these original movies, and like I said, the original Back to the Future I love. First Blood I love. the original Star Wars I love. Um, I get it. I get why people might choose some over others, but this is just out of the movies that I owned, and I was going through all my collection, trying to find sequels that I thought were better than the original. Like I have the Superman movies, I have the Batman movies. Um, I know Chase at his list has Batman Begin or Batman Dark Knight. As much as I do like the Dark Knight movie, I don't think it's better than the Batman Begins. I actually prefer Batman Begins as the movie, as an overall movie. The Dark Knight is a great performance from Heath Ledger. There's no doubt about that. It is a Heath Ledger masterpiece, but as a performance from him, but as a movie, I don't think it's better than the Batman Begins personally. And I definitely don't think it's better than any of the other Batman, or better than all the other Batman movies out there. It's better than some of them. It's better than The Dark Knight Rises. It's better than The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I know a lot of people love that movie. And I consider all the Batman movies sequels of each other, right? Even going back to the old 1966 Adam West Batman, the movie, right? That's all considered Batmans to me. It's just a different take on the Batman character, right? But there's so many great sequels. But I have the Batman movies and stuff. But again, if I'm looking at that, I would have to put Batman '89 on there, which I thought about. I thought about putting Batman '89 in this list because it is technically a sequel because you had the Batman 1966 Adam West movie. But anyways, I don't want to keep going on. I don't want to keep rambling. That is my list. Comment down below. What are some sequels that you love that not everybody else likes? What are some sequels that you think are better than the originals that I did mention? And maybe I haven't seen them. There are a lot of franchises out there that I do think sequels are better than the original movie, and sometimes that just comes to what they're able to do with the original movie compared to the sequels, right? And let me know down below if you disagree with any of my choices. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for everything. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And I'll catch you guys later.